Good morning, class. This is Art 7, Quarter 3, Week 2. The most essential learning competencies are analyzes elements and principles of art in the production of art and crafts inspired by the different creative expressions in Mindanao. Identify the different characteristics of art crafts in specific areas in Mindanao. Appreciate the artifacts and art objects in terms of its function and their distinct use of art elements and principles. And lastly, you have to create products that can be assembled with local materials guided by traditional techniques. Before we start our lesson, let me introduce myself. My name is Carmela Escaño and I'll be your art teacher for this week. Let us play a game first. Guess the gibberish words. All you have to do is to guess what word is actually on the gibberish phrases given on the next slide. What is this phrase? Clue. You can read the words or the phrases loudly so that you can identify the English translation of it. If your answer is Mindanao, you got it correctly. What is this phrase? Correct, it's Sari Manok. What is this phrase? Awesome, you've got it correctly, it's Vinta. What is this phrase? Perfect, it's Panolong. This time, we are going to discuss the arts and crafts of Mindanao. As you can see on the map, Mindanao has 6 regions named Northern Mindanao, Caraga, Davao Region, Soc-Sargen, Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao, and Zamboanga Peninsula. Mindanao is the second largest island of the Philippines, at the southern end of the archipelago. Its culture consists of mostly Muslim or Moro people. It is also composed of other ethnic groups such as the Maranao, Tausug, Bangingi, and indigenous tribes known as Lumad. Mindanao is often depicted as a place of danger, hate, divisions, politics, and chaos. But to really see its beauty, one must experience the Mindanao culture brimming with life and colors. And once you've experienced the culture of Mindanao, you will love the land of promise as much as you love other regions in the Philippines. Here are the arts and crafts of Mindanao. First, we have Balanghay. The balangay, formerly synonymous with butuan boat, is a plank boat adjoined by a carved-out plank edge through pins and dowels. It was first mentioned in the 16th century in the Chronicles of Pigafetta and is known as the oldest watercraft found in the Philippines. The balangay was the first wooden watercraft excavated in Southeast Asia and is evidence of early Filipino craftsmanship and their seamanship skills during pre-colonial times. Do you know also that barangay came from the word balangay? Balangay is the name of sailboats originally brought settlers of Malay stock to the Philippines from Borneo. Each boat carried a large family group and the master of the boat retained power as leader or datu of the village established by his family. That's why today we have barangay, where a captain or barangay captain leads the community. Vinta. The Vinta, locally known as Lepa-Lepa or Sakayan, is a traditional boat from the Philippine island of Mindanao. The boats are made by Samabadjao and Moros living in the Sulu archipelago, Zamboanga Peninsula, and southern Mindanao. It has a sail with assorted vertical colors that represents the colorful culture and history of the Muslim community. These boats are used for inter-island transport of people and goods. And also, for you to know, it is also used as a fishing vessel. Since we've already discussed the Balangay and Vinta, let us find out their similarities and differences. For similarities, they are both wooden boats. They both represent Philippine culture and are of ancient origins. For Balangay, the difference of Balangay and Vinta, Balangays are known as the oldest watercraft in the Philippines. The Balangay means sailboat, and the Balangay also used by the Austronesian people to settle here in the Philippines. The word barangay, which is the smallest unit of the government in the Philippines, came from the word balangay. The balangay also is a wooden boat joined by wooden pins and dowels. For binta, vintas, small, are wooden boats that are crafted by Samamajao. It has a very colorful rectangular sail. This boat is also known as lepa-lepa or sakayan. It is a tourism symbol of Zamboanga City, and it is not built for rough water as it is unstable. Malong. The malong is a traditional tube skirt made of hand-woven or machine-made multicolored cotton cloth, bearing a variety geometric or ochre design. The malong is directly akin to the sarong worn by peoples in other parts of maritime Southeast Asia, like Malaysia, Brunei, East Timor, and Indonesia, and is the etymological cognate of the Polynesian malo or loincloth. Did you know also that malong are used by the young and old, rich and poor, from cradle to grave people? The malong is a symbol of Maranao culture, deserving encouragement and support from both government and the Maranao community. As of this time, this malong, sometimes we use this as a blanket because we no longer use this as a tube skirt since we are not in the Mindanao. Brasswares, kulintang, gongs, and even the elaborate designs of Muslim jar are brasswares popularly made in Mindanao, particularly the oldest city in the region of Cotabato City. Do you know also that Mindanao is rich in copper and zinc, where brass is made of, and brassware is made of brass that is used in making kulintang, gong, jar, and even elaborate designs in home? Now you know it. Okir. Okir or okil is the term for geometric and flowing designs, often based on an elaborate leaf and vine pattern, and folk motifs that can be usually found in Maranao and Muslim-influenced artwork, especially in the southern Philippines and in some parts of Southeast Asia. The okir motif is an art depicting the indigenous originality and skill of the Maranaos. It is a fine art of figuring, painting, carving, and sculpturing depicting the social and psychological identity of Maranao society. Panolong. It is a wing-like design of a vernacular house in Maranao called Torogan. These are ends of the floor beams that projects and splay out like triangular butterfly wings on the facade and side elevations. The panolong is a house ornament fashioned by the Maranao people. It is a carved beam that produced in the front of the house and styled with ochre motif. The shape of the panolong is an architectural translation of a pro, meaning the protruding part in the front of a ship. Torogan. The Torogan is a traditional residence of the reigning sultan of the Maranao people and his family. It is where the community traditionally gathers for wedding, Thanksgiving rites, enthronement, and vigils for the dead. Torogan is no ordinary home, especially to a regular Maranao family, because it was a symbol of high social status. Torogan literally translates as place for sleeping. It is the stately house of elite members of the Maranao tribe in the province of Lanao del Sur in the island of Mindanao, Philippines. As the house of the Datu or Sultan, it is a symbol of status and leadership. Sari Manok. The Sari Manok is a legendary bird of the Maranao people who originate from Mindanao, a major island in the Philippines. It comes from the words sari and manok. Sari means cloth or garment, which is generally of assorted colors. Manok means chicken. Luzon Christians tend to forget that to the Maranao, the sari manok is not a tacky souvenir item but part of their culture, a symbol of wealth, power, and prestige. The sari manok is a mythical bird that figures in a number of legends, two which were popularized by the pre-war writer A.B.H. Hartendorf. This sari manok also derived from the totem bird of Maranao people called Itotoro. Yakans fabric and face makeup. The Yakan are an indigenous Muslim tribe native to the tropical island of Basilan, located in the Sulu archipelago in the most southern region of the Philippines. Yakan people are recognized for their remarkable technicolor geometric weaves and the distinctive face decorations used in their traditional ceremonies. The Yakan are kind of loving people that embody a non-materialistic culture and live in close-knit communities. Yakan weaving. Yakan weaving uses bright, bold, and often contrasting colors in big symmetrical patterns. Inspiration for designs comes from island living and Islamic sacred geometry. Traditionally, they have used plants like pineapple and abaca converted into fibers as basic materials for weaving. Tinalak. Tinalak is a traditional cloth found in Mindanao Island made by a group of people in Lake Cebu, South Cotabato called Tibolis or Tiboli people. This traditional cloth is hand-woven made of abaca fibers, which traditionally has three primary colors: red, black, and the original color of the abaca leaves. Tinalak cloth is woven exclusively by women who have received the designs for the weave in their dreams, which they believe are a gift from Fudalu, the Tiboli goddess of abaca. Quiz time! For your activity, please answer learning tasks 1 and 2 on the development part. And for engagement part, please create Tinalak design and draw this on a piece of Oslo paper. And on assimilation, write the correct terminology being described in the given statement. And for assessment, all you need to do is to write only the letter of the correct answer. And for today's reflection, you have to answer, I understand that. You have to continue the sentence, and I realize that, continue the sentence, and I need to learn more about, so that we can elaborate it more on our next lesson. Thank you and have a safe day.